Fraser open with a few remarks and then we'll take some questions.
Thanks for coming along. Welcome back to Auckland. Exciting week for us as we head into the Bledisloe. Obviously, incredibly tight rugby championship. Probably one of the tightest they've been. So we're just excited by the opportunity ahead, and also excited to have Cam Roigard back. Cortez Robertson is available for selection. Cody and Patrick Tuipulotu. So it's good to get a couple of halfbacks come our way, and really pleased they worked hard, and thanks for being here.
How much do you look to, I suppose, use that second half in particular as fuel ahead of a big Bledisloe 1?
Yeah, look, it stung. It was really clear. We've discussed and reviewed and been honest as we possibly can. You don't want to be stung or use that fuel. That those moments to feel your disciplines and your love for the game and your performance. So, but we'll use it.
Have you managed to put your finger on at why the side is struggling to find consistency in performance?
Yes and no. We've looked at it from refining instructions, leadership, timing, players coming on the field, and then probably just coming down to executing what's required at that moment is the biggest thing that we find. What's the most important thing then, and we continue to practice during the week, and we've got another shot this weekend.
Razor, how are you? Has it felt like a long 9 days since you were in camp, given the result in Wellington?
Yeah, thanks. Like personally, you always reflect first on yourself. What could I do? And the coaching group, the management group, and then the players group. Firstly, this is, my job is to lead this team, so I probably think more about them than myself. There's a lot of shareholders in our country that we serve. Definitely let us know what they think, and so they should. We've talked about that. Our job's to serve our people, and that's always been our focus. So now we can do it again on Saturday.
No better way to get back on track and have a home test match at Eden Park.
Yeah. Look, as we know how important the Bledisloe Cup is to both teams, and a lot of All Blacks have given us an opportunity through all their performances, and now it's our opportunity to show how much it means to us.
How important is Cam Roigard to this team, and what level is he at as a halfback?
Cam's really important to us. I think he just showed it when he came straight on the field, the impact that he can have, and it's good to get him back in the mix. Game management strong, he can kick, and he's got a hell of a pass, so he's right up there.
Scott, is there a bit of a deja vu feeling? It was only 3 weeks ago you were here with similar kind of pressures, and talk about the box on a 4-test win streak and the winning streak on it, those sort of things all swirling over you. Is it a familiar feeling? And if it is a familiar feeling, what do you bottle from that week maybe that you reproduce this week?
Well, the ultimate in any sporting team is to be consistent, and that's what you look for. We played some great rugby in majority of the games, but not enough. And how can we win those little key moments? And that's where your focus goes to. And as I said before, you don't want to be stung to use that as fuel again. And that's obviously what we need to do. We've got a balanced team that over the last sort of 18 months, a lot of guys that have come in and learning test footy. You're trying to build combinations, and when you're under pressure, perform. So it's a balancing act. And one we've got to get right.
I saw Jace floating around. I imagine he's pretty keen to get his hands on the forwards. A few things to address, and a guy like Jace will be wanting to get stuck into them. Just what are the challenges for your forwards this week coming off their last performance?
There's a little bit of technical stuff around the scrum, and also making sure we get that combination and get the power back. And obviously, you don't become scrums like that. It's not a big swing. It's obviously little detail things that you need to get right. A couple of props are a little bit more match fit now. Got scrum fit as well, which is huge for us. you know, and what our focus on. You know, we don't want to get too broad on it, but how we can be better. We know we've got a really good scrum and obviously the match with the line out as well, the combination of the two, getting those right in at pressure moments.
Coach, the Wallabies present a pretty different opponent
Yeah.
than the Springboks did. What have you made of them this year and how do you go about beating them?
Wallabies, they're persistent. But it's really clear brand. They know their DNA. They know they're going to play. They stay in the game for the whole match. They've got a great blood squad and well coached.
You almost, given the inconsistency in performances this year, do you almost look at these two tests as one, as you know what I mean, to try and get that consistency in performance?
Yeah, it is, for sure. It's all on, isn't it? Bledisloe in the Rugby Championship's up for grabs, and you need to go back to back, and every team's in. Like I was saying before, it's extremely competitive, as we know, and our focus is on ourselves, but also respect the opposition. You know, it's a hell of a tight comp.
In the wake of a loss like that, how deep do you go in terms of asking the questions, you know, around game plan and selections? How deep do you investigate what went wrong and how do you rectify that?
Yeah, you look, like I said, there's nearly two halves you have to review. You know, we went in and we thought, you know, a couple of moments and we got into the 22, didn't quite execute a line out. Call or non-call there, we won't get into it, but we didn't quite convert that scoreboard pressure, you know, an intercept slap down on the edge. If we'd have probably gone in and put a bit of scoreboard pressure, would have been a little bit different. They scored straight after half time of that scrum penalty, so it swung quite quickly, and what have we got to do after those swings? So you look at those, you know, you've got to be quite clear. You don't want to board brush it. These are the moments, how can we be better?
The game plan that the team's on, you believe, is the right track?
Yeah, I look for sure. It's just the execution of it in those key moments. That's the key, and that's what we discussed, and we will be accountable for it, and we just got to execute those opportunities that we create and be disciplined for longer.
Fraser, when you look at Joseph Suoliti on tape,
Yeah.
what do you make of his talent and the way he's converted to rugby, and how do you stop someone like that?
Oh, he's a great athlete. You know, he's long-limbed, good feet, can hold the ball in one hand and keep the ball alive. Obviously, put a lot of his league skill set over. You tackle him at the ball at the same time, really. That's probably how you stop him. Yeah.
Scott, what's the most helpful thing you've heard someone say in the 9 days since Wellington?
Probably a couple of things around, like trusting your system, your group, and how you do that, how you bring the best out of it. And that's my job. It's a great environment to get the best out of the group, and keep trusting your instincts on that. That was a big one. That's the front of mind. That's what comes to me.
You would have had to have watched it back in some form. What was it like sort of looking at that last 20 minutes on tape?
Probably like at the time. I was thinking, here we go, you know, just a couple of moments. They got a little bit of roll on, won a couple of air battles. We got a little tight on D. There were two passes, got us on the edge, and then bounce and a pass and just those little moments. Where did that go? We tried to chase the game a little bit, and you get to stop and pause it when you're at home. Hear the commentary. You get to feel a little bit more, and you're not making any decisions. Then you're actually watching and seeing people's faces, and it wasn't. It was what it was.
Coach, you sent Leicester, you brought him into the squad, then you sent him to play some rugby for
Yeah.
Tasman. What have you seen in those outings for Tasman, and that I guess suggests that he might contend for a spot before?
Yeah, look, he's a power athlete, isn't he? He's a point of difference, can keep his feet in contact, bring 2 or 3 defenders in and get that little offload away. He's obviously played a lot more midfield with Toulon, so it brings a great skill set along with his power.
Just back on your injuries, are you likely to get Imani back at all in the rugby championship?
No.
End of year 2? More likely?
Yeah. Look, because there's a 3-week gap in between and playing the 4th. Yeah, that depends. He's recovering. It was a hell of an injury, as you know. So, look, he's on medical report, and he's doing everything he can to be available.
Samapeni did his arm.
Yeah, he's all right. There's nothing broken. So it's coming good. So, thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Cheers.